You are watching the how-to video on how to make a payment. As I've mentioned in previous videos, there is redundancy in the system just to further assist you with navigating through the system and facilitate that process for you. So I will show you a couple of places that you can make a payment, and then we'll kind of get into making an actual payment so you can see what that process looks like. The first place that I want to bring your attention to is right here in the middle of the screen. So if you see your balance and you see your bill, you kind of know what it's comprised of. You don't have any questions and you don't need to see any more information. And you're like, yep, I've already seen it. I just want to make a payment. You can click here and it will take you to the payment screen where you will go through the prompts to make a payment. The next place would be your real-time statement. So I mentioned in a previous video that it's a good idea to generate statements every once in a while, just because it's a nice timestamp on your bill. I would say doing it before you either are going to pay the bill, go on a payment plan, or if you have certain financial aid and you're not sure if things are going to change. It's good to just kind of make a real-time statement, generate that statement so that it does have a stamp in time, so that if you need any help from the student accounts office, we can assist you by bringing up that generated statement and kind of seeing what was going on at the time. So if I click real-time statement, select a semester and hit submit and scroll down, the make payment button is right here at the bottom of the screen. It's right at the bottom of your statement. Another place that you can make a payment is right up here on the top of the dashboard. It will bring you right to the payment page. So if you need to view your account activity first, then you kind of want to go into the view account activity page, take a look, see what's going on. You can also go to the real-time statement page, take a look, and then make a payment at the bottom if you have more questions about what the bill actually is comprised of. So I'm going to click make payment up top. And you have your payment date, you have your terms that you owe for. In this screen, you cannot overpay your bill. You can only pay up to the amount that you owe. So I just want to note that you cannot create a credit balance on your bill by overpaying your bill. You are only able to make a payment for what you owe. So here you would have to key in what it is that you want to pay. It could be less. It could be the same amount that shows up here. It can't be more though. You just, again, want to make sure that you don't do that because it will error out. You can also make a personal note that will help you remember what this payment was for in the future, where it came from, or anything to just help you further understand what the payment was. So you can put a brief note in there, and then later on in the future, you can look to see what that payment was. So I'm just going to put here test payment for how-to video. And I'm just going to pay $10. And it's just important to note that this payment date can be pushed out to the future. So say you're going to get paid on October 20th. Well, you can say, okay, I know it's definitely going to be there on October 20th. I want it to come out on the Saturday. You can put the Saturday and schedule that payment to hit whatever account it is that you paid with on that date. So you can schedule payments. So I am going to click the 18th, which is today. I'm going to scroll down. It tells me, yep, I am paying $10 towards my student account. I'm going to hit continue. And you're going to notice throughout this that there are multiple times where the system will let you know how much it is that you owe. And you don't want to bypass those screens quickly because they are there to give you pause just in case you feel like, oh, I made a mistake, I don't want to pay that much. They are there to give you pause so that you do not do that. I want to add that if you are making a payment with a credit or a debit card number, you will be charged a service fee. So the best payment method to use is e-check, which is your bank account number and routing number, especially if you were going to use a debit, because it will come out just like a debit, but without the fee. But all e-check payments are free of charge. It's the credit cards and the debit cards that are going to charge you a fee. So again, it's important that when you are going through these screens, especially if you are using a credit card or a debit card, that you are giving yourself those times to look at how much it is that you are paying. We stress this so much because once that service fee goes out, we cannot refund it. So you just want to make sure that you are absolutely 100% positive that you want to make that payment. So I'm going to click PayPath. Now, if I were to click on electronic payments, if you see here, I've got some saved payment methods. Those are e-check accounts. So if you were to pay with a checking or a savings account, you can save that information so that later on in the future, if you come back in here, you do not have to key in that information again. You can just click one of your saved payment methods, and then you should be able to go ahead and make your payment with that payment method. The same thing happens for e-refunds, which we'll talk about in a later video. I'm going to click credit card just so that you can see what that process looks like. So if I scroll down, again, I have the payment date. If you want to change any of this information, from my experience, if you do say change, it will bring you back to the previous screen so you can make your changes and go through with the process again. But again, this is coming up so that you can see, okay, this is what you're paying, this is what the date is, and you're going to use PayPath to do it. So right here, it is giving you pause, and then you will go to the next screen. So you're going to continue to PayPath, which is going to take you away from the screen into a screen where you can actually put your credit card or debit card information, and then it will bring you back. So we're going to go to PayPath. So we got our student ID, we've got the term, and the amount. So these are the payment methods that are accepted through using PayPath or using a credit card or debit card. So I'm going to click there. So right away, it gives us information about the service fee that is going to be charged. It lets you know it is non-refundable. We cannot refund this if you put it through. So again, please give yourself pause when you are going through these screens. These screens are there to give you that opportunity to back out if you wish to. So this says there's a 2.85% service fee that will be added with a minimum charge of $3. So that's basically saying that anything that is 2.85%, so if you were to multiply your payment by 2.85% and it's less than $3, it's going to charge you $3. Once you get above that $3 threshold, then your amount that you're paying will be multiplied by 2.85, and that will be the service fee that you are going to receive. So I'm going to hit continue because I do want to make this payment. It's going to ask you for an email address. That email address is going to be where this receipt goes. And we're going to scroll down and hit continue. Right away, again, giving pause. It's letting you know you have a $10 payment. Again, that $10 times that 2.85 is not going to give you anything that's over the $3. So you're going to be charged $3. So this is $13 that the card is going to be charged. You can once again change your information because you're like, nope, I'm not going to pay with a card. You can cancel your payment, and it even tells you right here at the bottom what it is that you are going to be paying in a service fee, as well as the total amount. So you just really, really, really want to make sure that you are agreeing to those terms, and it does ask you to click that before you can even go through and the submit payment button comes up. So there's a lot of instances in this process where you can just stop, cancel, and get out of there if you don't want to make the payment. So again, we stress really paying attention when you are going through these screens. You can print this information. You can just close. Okay. And it tells you your $10 was successful. You can even print this page if you wish to. And I can go home. If I go to my bill, I should be able to see that payment. Here's a new line that showed up because I just made this payment. If I click the little caret, it tells me what it is that I made the payment with, the date, and the payment amount. It also now has an amount populated in the total credits and anticipated credits because I paid out of pocket. If I go to payment history, which I can get from my account and going down to payment history, I can look at the full payment history. I can look at a date range. And those are all of the payments that you make on your bill. You can look at just payments in the system. You can look at payments made by anyone, payments made by yourself, payments made by authorized users. So you can break it down to see who made the payment, or if you just want to see all payments that were made specifically through your student account center. You can get it down by payment type and again the date. I'm going to go to all payments. So if I click view report, it will show me all of the payments that were made just on my account in general. You've got some cash payments here too. But if you look here, you can see that I made that $10 payment up top. Again, payments in this system, and it will only show you what payment you made in the system. I'm going to click view report. Here it's going to only show me either ACH payments or credit card payments because those are the only payment methods that you could use in the system. But look here, it also gives that personal note that we were talking about to let you remember exactly what it is that payment was for. So you can always add that personal note just so you remember, I've got a book fee here, what it is that you were actually paying for in the future without having to comb through your bill. And this concludes the how-to video on how to make a payment.